Hey, what's up folks at home? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk Bass Fishing 101. What is a transition area, why they matter, what they are, and why they're important this time of year. So first things first, let's look at a map of Eagle Creek Reservoir here. You have to understand seasonal movements of fish when you are understanding where they are at different times of the year. So simply put, in the wintertime, fish are going to stay in deeper, stable water. What we mean by stable water is water that's going to stay the same throughout the wintertime period. So wherever you're fishing, there's going to be deeper pockets and areas. So let's look at Eagle Creek Reservoir right here. We know that a reservoir is going to be deeper on the dam end and shallower on the inflow end. So when we're looking at stable water, the water down by the dam is going to be more stable because it is less variable. The water up by the river is going to be more variable. It'll be warmer, it'll be colder, it'll change more frequently because it's shallower, it's more prone to temperature fluctuations on warm and cold days. So winter means we're looking for stable things, right? So we go up here to the biggest creek arm here, and I know that fish in the wintertime are going to hang out in the middle of this creek arm because the deeper water is there, the stable is there. Now, when those fish want to feed, they're going to move up shallow to feed and then pull back out to deeper water. So in the wintertime, I'm looking for deeper, stable water. In the spring, those fish want to spawn. They're going to look for protected pockets. So they're going to move out of those deeper areas into the shallow, protected bays and areas where they can spawn. Right? That's your seasonal movement. From the spring and summer, the fish are going to go two ways. They're either going to go back out to the deep structure where the bait fish are, or they're going to go up shallow where your crawfish, bluegill, frogs, rats, bugs, insects, all of those things are. In the summertime into the fall transition, you get the same movement. They're going to start to pin up bait fish in these areas as the bait fish come in shallow and the lake turns over. What we want to focus on in the fall and the spring is the same thing. We're looking for transition areas where fish are going to move from shallow to deep, and places where they're going to have deep water access. When I'm fishing a big body of water, I like to break down this into simple pieces. So we look at this first creek arm of Eagle Creek right here. I'm going to look at and identify different transition areas. Now, by transition areas, areas between where fish are and where they are going. I can see right here on this map, I have a big island and a creek channel right here. This high spot is a place where fish are going to feed, and the creek channel runs right through it. This is a great winter and summer location. Now, in the fall, fish are going to pull off of that, and they're going to pin up bait fish back in these pockets. So I need to find areas between here and here to target in the fall. And this is a great example of a transition area here. A steep break line moving off of a point that gives you access to this overwinter location, this hump point right here. That is a transition area. But there's fish that are going to be moving from all the way in the back of this pocket out to here. So transition areas are easy to identify. Boom, here's a point in a transition area right here. Boom, here's a point in a transition area here. There's a dock on it. Even better, there's going to be fish that use that dock as a holdover spot. It's kind of like a rest stop on the way. And then as we move down these lines, as fish are going to move to these stable areas, boom, here's another transition area right here. Boom, here's a transition area right here. And then as we get further down in here, I start to get these deeper pockets, these deeper things. Those are transition areas. Now, let's move to a different section of the lake and identify some better transition areas. Here we've got, a shallow pocket, some boat docks. So as fish move out to these areas in the winter, you have to look and see where are these transition areas going to be. Boom, here's a great wintertime flat. 12 feet of water, a flat right here that rolls into 15 feet. This gut, right? This gut in transition right here is an area that I'm going to hammer hard in the fall because fish are going to be stacked up there as they move out to the creek channel, right? Look on the other side of the lake. Now, here's a man-made transition area. You have 18 feet of water flowing under a bridge. These areas right here are going to hold fish because what they're doing is they're holding bait fish year-round, right? So a bridge is a fantastic transition area. Here we've got a nice long vertical pocket. That's a great place to catch and find fish. Also, here we have a huge main lake flat with deeper pockets in between. This is a great wintertime area because you have the creek channel right here. You have a stair step up to 11 feet of water. This is going to be a gold mine right here in Eagle Creek in the fall and the winter because it's a great place for fish to have stable water out here and then move up here to feed and trap and pin bait fish. That is what a transition area is. Now, how do I cover those transition areas? I'm going to use a lot of different lures. One, a crankbait is a great option here. Crankbaits are literally built to cover water and deflect off of stuff, so a crankbait is great. Also, a trap, right? A rattle trap is going to cover areas like this that are going to exceedingly do well. My third thing to throw right here is going to be anywhere you have bait fish in cold water, an Alabama rig. An Alabama rig is going to do a great job of coming through that water and generating bites for you. So transition areas are very key to catching fish in the winter. Now, they're harder to identify on northern natural lakes because you don't have as many features. So let's move up here further and let's find a northern natural lake and talk about transition areas, right? They're on all lakes. You just have to find them. So here we go, Silver Lake, northern Indiana. Let's find our transitions. I can automatically tell that fish are going to hold in these pockets, these channels, right, in the spring to spawn. So then I draw a triangle back out from there. Fish are going to hold in these deeper areas in the winter because it's stable water. So where's the biggest flat that fish can pull up to feed? Right here on Silver Lake, you got a 4-foot flat in the main body. Right here where this narrows down, this is going to be a good transition zone. This is going to be a good transition zone. But most importantly, right in here, this 13 foot of water, I'm going to see stacks of fish and stacks of bait here in the winter. This is a good transition zone to hit, right? Move up here to the north side of the lake. We see again that kind of transition into a stable, more north little lake here, a more stable, deeper pocket of water. These are both going to be good areas to hit. These bowls right here are going to hold fish on this side and on this side, depending on which way the wind's blowing. If you find a wind blowing into here or a wind blowing into here, that's the side I'm going to fish because bait fish, diatoms, all that stuff's going to be moving in there. You can crush fish in transition zones this time of the year. Another area to look at down here, you're going to have a big bowl and a 20-foot flat. Not as many fish are going to hold here unless I start here and work my way back, start here and work my way back, and then we can find the depth that those fish are holding at. But you can find those in northern natural lakes just like you can find them on reservoirs. It's just a matter of looking in the right place. If you guys enjoy what's happening on the channel, give us a like, subscribe, let us know how we can help you in the comments. Hit all those links on Omnia, join us there, and thanks for hanging out with us today, guys. Hope you learned something.